friends. We are Sarájanée and Annacrizelda, and this is Everything and No Less, the podcast where your favorite long-distance best friends talk about everything, from women's sports to Marvel movies to things we love, hate, and everything in between. Welcome.
Hey, y'all.
This week, we are talking about our favorite quote of the week about being unreachable. Then we're updating each other on the things we're watching, as well as thinking about what it would take for us to get married at first sight. Then we're talking about random things on Beyonce's internet we love, including Jimmy Butler and men calling each other to say goodnight. We're wrapping it all up with your favorite recurring segment, This Week in Women's Sports. Thanks for listening. Sarájanée, I saw this quote this week, and it made me think of you. So you know the actor Woody Harrelson?
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't own a phone. And
I admire that already.
Remarkable. And when asked in an interview why he doesn't own a phone, he said, quote, "I don't like to be readily available to any human being at any time."
Yes, that is vibes. Like that resonates on a personal level.
Energy.
That is, yes, because why? Why do you need instant access to me?
Why?
It can wait. 9.9 times out of 10, it can wait.
It can wait.
Like, I love it. It also like forces people to take a beat, right? Because it means it's probably a mission to reach out to him, right? Like you got to email somebody else to call somebody else. And you have to ask, do I really want to do all that? do I really need to give this message to Woody?
Right.
Right? And like people just will filter themselves out. And I think that is beautiful.
The barrier to entry is quite high.
Beautiful. As someone who like gets very overwhelmed if I have more than like too many communication streams, right? If I have my text and then there's emails coming in and then like work Slack is going on, I'm tapping out. I can't do it. I just, again, take one of them out, make it harder, give people a buffer to really think and consider, does this need to be a conversation? Is this something I can decide myself? Mm-hmm. Do I need this person's insight? Probably not. Mm-hmm. Leave her alone. Leave me be. I don't want to be readily available.
Not at all.
Thank you.
I just feel like that is like that was a really hard thing for me when I worked a big corporate job, was being so readily available. And I think I did the thing where you have like two phones for a while, but then it's like, that feels, I mean, it just didn't feel good either, because it's like, it's just like constant input.
Yes, you know? Constant contact, more stimulation, and oh gosh, I thought it just went right out of my head. I can edit that part out. Completely lost my train of thought.
I really want to do a phone detox. Like, I feel like I've been on my phone a lot lately. Like a ton.
Well, especially with moving, because you're like logistics or planning, you're trying to look things up and kind of find the new norm and whatnot. But yeah, just like less screen time for all of us. And again, I feel like Woody is on the cusp of this like introverts rising up movement, right? Like y'all have told us we needed to be readily available, and we're like, no, we're not going to do it. If you want to be, good for you. Have at it. The rest of us, though, it's not a guarantee, right? It reminds me, I think it was maybe it was a couple years ago, who knows when, but there was a trend of like people saying, or ending emails with like, let me know if you have any questions, or like, let me know if you want to have a call. And they're like, no, don't let me know. If you have a question, ask, but I'm like not going to create space for it where you're like, oh, let me see if I can, come up with the question, right? It's like that same kind of energy. I don't want your questions. I don't want your input. No, less is more. Do less.
Right. I saw there was like a really funny thing going around. It's like funny email sign-offs. And one of them was, please hesitate to reach out to me.
Yes, exactly. Take a moment. Take a beat.
Moment. Oh, I hate the hyper responsiveness that is like expected in like corporate America.
Right. I love to schedule an email just for that reason, right? Like even if I respond within let's say 30 minutes to an hour of getting it, I will stagger them out. So like you don't get my reply until later that afternoon or even the next day. Like I am forcing us to slow this conversation down because I don't want you getting right back to me, right? Like you think you clear out your inbox and then it's like, oh, nope, we're coming back with more back and forth. Nope, we're taking a beat. It can wait. I guarantee you it can wait.
It can absolutely wait.
Stagger your emails, folks.
Yeah, delay send. Don't send me things.
Unless you're our little brothers and we ask you a question, then you need to reply promptly.
Right away. How dare you make me wait?
Everybody else, take a beat. Younger siblings, get on it. That is our service message for the week. Younger siblings, reply quickly. Let's see, what's been going on this week? I feel like we had a longer weekend, maybe had some time. I had some time at least to try to get caught up on some shows, watch some new ones. Are you caught up on Hacks?
I am caught up on Hacks, the penultimate 9th episode.
Okay, I don't know how that is not a 10th episode. Like, what happens? How do they raise the stakes? What happens in the finales or season finale?
I just feel like, what more can you do to me? Like, you have, I feel bruised and battered by that last episode. That was so intense.
Deborah had me stressed out. I was like, not her hoodwinking all of us. What was the reason? And then she was like, double hoodwink, gotcha. I'm going out of here.
I will say the most accurate part of that show was when Ava was stuck in the LA traffic and had to get out and walk.
She was like, I'll walk. But also LA, I do not consider it a walkable city. Even
it's not.
Like there's just not enough sidewalks. I feel like sidewalks are not consistent.
The street is dark. Like
there's so much highway.
Yeah, there's so much highway. I don't even know where she would be, but I was like, that's so funny. That's such a vibe.
Right. But, very real.
I'm excited to see what they do in the finale because like that was so much going into it. Like
it was a good episode because I don't think I have any immediate predictions. Like if I sit and think with it, maybe something comes up, but I'm like, oh, I don't know how they're gonna get out of this one, what they're gonna accept, what they're gonna do. You know, part of me is like maybe they try to push Ava to the foreground somehow. I don't know what her non-compete says, but or if she has one, but I don't know if that works. I don't know that Ava has the face or the what's it called, the presence for TV, the delivery aspect, right? Like I don't know. We'll see.
So something I've been seeing on social media a lot about this show is, and I don't know if it's just like a small corner of social media or if this is like a widespread thing, but there is like a big, like, there's an account that posts all of the moments between Ava and Deborah and like basically is like Hacks as a queer love story.
Yes. I have not seen those, but that makes sense. Like they are each other's number one, right? Like coming back to each other when what's Deborah's daughter's name?
DJ.
Yes, when DJ is like, no, I want you to be the godmother because like, you have a different relationship with her and I want my kid to see that. I was like, yeah. When other people know, like, your own child, your only child is like, we're never going to have that, but maybe this person can be a bridge to a kinder, gentler you for my child.
Right. And people were saying, like, calling Ava and Deborah Auntie Ava and Auntie Deborah, like, that is, like, something that, like, yeah.
Interesting.
Perhaps
okay, so
indicates.
But then what do we do with the age gap? Are we okay with the age gap there? Because it's still significant,
I think that
right?
maybe it's an issue. I also think that perhaps there's an abusive power thing that
yes. It's a toxic relationship. That's for sure.
Oh my god.
Okay, so that's like leading me to a different prediction. And I'm like, okay, so are we seeing the end of their working relationship? Perhaps. I wonder.
Who's your favorite character in Hack?
I think it might be DJ low-key. I think it might be DJ from her, what do they call it? Like, is it a comedy monologue that she gave at the roast?
Oh, yeah.
Of her mom last year? Top tier. One of my favorites, like, I guess, scenes in the whole show. So probably DJ. And then when DJ this year's season is like holding Deborah to the fire and is like, I gotta go, bye. See you when I see you. Oh, no, I don't want you to come. Send what's her name? Like, and then at the christening, she's like, I will go no contact. Do you want no contact? She's like
an inspiration to us all.
Truly.
Like, so good. I just love the bit where she like plays the Jurassic Park theme song. Like she does it in like season 1 or 2, and then like at the end of the christening, she's like playing it on the organ.
Yes. Very good. That is very, very good. Yeah, I think so DJ's my favorite. What about you?
I am a big fan of Kayla. I think Kayla is so funny. The agent. I love her. She's so funny.
She's such a mess. She stresses me out.
Such a mess.
No filter.
No filter.
Her dad too.
Yes. Oh my God.
So manipulative. I'm like, stay away from him. Don't go back over there. You got out. Don't trust him.
I also love the weird receptionist that they hired.
Yes.
So weird. Such a funny character.
Right. Would they like call her on the bus and she's like, okay, yeah, here's what's going on.
She's like, I like to map a city before I drive it. I'm like, what? So good. Top tier.
Dance Mom, you knew she was going to be a problem real quick. It was like, you knew they didn't vet her enough. Like, I thought it was going to be she had some racist, like, post or something when they went back on social media.
That's where we're going to. Like, she's going to be, like, some right-wing darling that they're going to find out. Like, that's where I thought they were going. But, oh, my God.
She took that true Hollywood spiral.
It's just so funny to me. That actress is, like, an Oscar-nominated actress, and she's like playing this ridiculous role. Like that scene when they're trying to get her to go on stage, like I was screaming the whole time. I was like HBO, sometimes you forget that HBO can really show whatever they want. Like this is the Game of Thrones channel. Like I'm like, are they about to show this? Like
right. Even just putting it out there, like up his side, I was like, no. Jimmy, don't do it. Jimmy, leave.
Jimmy's like, I need a mental health.
He really does. Justice for Jimmy. He'd be taking it from
Justice for Jimmy.
all of his colleagues all the time. They're all just there to give him a hard time. Very good. Have you been watching anything else?
I have been watching Mad Men.
Ooh, okay.
I've been rewatching it. This might be my like 3rd or 4th time going through it. It's just like on the AMC channel, so I'll just like catch it and have it on in the background. I love rewatching shows.
Same. We definitely established that we are comfort watchers.
Comfort watchers, yes.
I've been wanting to rewatch The Wire for like 4 years in a row. I've seen it 2 times through now, and I also think it's a show that's gonna hold up. But I haven't yet.
I gotta watch it. Eric
is very good.
Me to watch it.
It's very good. It's very, very good. Maybe that's like our next podcast task together. We have several. We still got to do a Parent Trap. We can add The Wire to it. Maybe we do The Wire and Mad Men because Mad Men would be my first time. The Wire would be your first time. I don't. You
would like Mad Men because it's white mess. It is peak white mess over decades.
Love that. Love that. Okay, so I'm going to watch Mad Men. I'm going to support Eric in encouraging you to watch The Wire, and then we'll come back with our first time notes and our rewatch notes. That is like on the horizon.
That and Breaking Bad. I've never
seen that.
Have you seen it?
I watched Breaking Bad. I watched it like after it was all out, but it definitely pulled me in. Okay. Also like a fairly good example of white mess, I endeavor to say. Dark. Not explicitly, not solely very dark, but still quite a bit of white mess in there.
Yeah.
Quite a bit of white mess.
I feel like there's like light-hearted white mess, and then there's like dark, very dark white mess.
Yes. A show I just watched over the long weekend, Sirens on Netflix. It's new. It's 100% white mess, but it can't decide if it wants to be light or dark, right? It's only 5 or 6 episodes, I think, so I watched it pretty quickly. But there are moments where you're just like, oh, this is white, wealthy, affluent, just like, what are these people doing? Why are this way? And then there's just like a long monologue about the abuse one of the characters suffers. And you're like, whoa, what? She was like, for all of 7th grade, she is not okay, right? Like, that's a very dark turn. Of course, there's always a rumor of murder. It wouldn't be white mess without potentially somebody's been been a murder that's been obstructed. People are curious, where did that person go? But yeah, that was a nice little light watch, just seeing white people do their thing. Word to Issa Rae and Insecure. Sometimes you just gotta see what they doing. Let them go.
What are they up to? I also watched a show over the long weekend. Have you heard of the show Married at First Sight?
I've seen a few episodes, but not a whole lot. Just enough to know what happened.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a pretty self-explanatory concept. I think it's so weird. It's a weird show. Like, what would it take for you, Sarájanée, to get married to a stranger?
Are they going to give me like a Janet Jackson type prenup? Like, where I get many, many millions of dollars and the freedom to live when our marriage ends.
Right.
That's probably what it takes.
It's a mess. Like, I just like can't imagine being in a situation where I'm like, this is a good idea. This is a good idea.
No.
And like, also people are going to film it. People are going to watch me marry a stranger.
Watch everything about this awkwardness and then this disaster and train wreck. It's such an interesting genre, right? Because it's very much a part of reality TV now, from like Love is Blind. Because even that, as a concept, like there's no reason those people need to get married within 1 month, right? Like to prove that
why do you have to make it, this was my point, why make it legal? You know?
Right.
Like, is not the shame of being on national television enough? Why do you also have to attach, like, a legal component to it? Right. Where now it's, like, truly inescapable.
Right. So this, like, quick marriage, I don't know, it's a part of reality TV. I don't know why we like it as a genre, but we do. Yeah, it's interesting.
So part of it is like they interview with like quote unquote experts, right? Mm-hmm. The experts on the show, one is a pastor and one is a sociologist. Okay.
Okay. Almost relevant.
There's not a therapist left. Nary a therapist upon this show. You've got a sociologist and a pastor, which I feel like sometimes pastors do serve that therapist role, but like, it's not necessarily what they are trained in.
Exactly.
So they meet with a therapist and they tell them, okay, this is what I want in a husband, and here are my non-negotiables. So like, and here are the things that I absolutely will not stand for. And often what happens is they will pair them up with people who actually have these things that they have said, I do not want this at all ever. Like, it's a big, like, the experts will decide it's, like, not a big deal. Like, a big one throughout this show is, like, often some of the women will be like, I do not want a bald man. Now, I'm not passing judgment on whether or not, like, you know, it's right or not to, like, prefer a man with hair. But, like, if they express it to you and they're like, this is a deal breaker for me, then I think that you should give your, you know... Yeah. Your best shot. They always pair them with a bald man, and then that's the first thing they say.
That's a terrible setup. That's like what is okay. And so when you said sociologist, I was like, okay, so that person is just doing research, right? Like it has to be an experiment, because if you pair someone with a feature or factor that they explicitly said they didn't want, then like you're trying to watch how they react, and maybe it's like, oh, we'll see if they can grow past this. But why?
But why?
I don't want anybody that doesn't want me off rip. Like,
yeah, like
I'm not trying to overcome that. I don't want to change your mind.
I don't want to change your mind. I don't want to have to stand in for all bald people and be like, you are incorrect. Like, it's too much.
Right.
On top of all these other things.
Great. How long has that's been on for a while, right? Married at First Sight.
Oh my God, there are episodes from like the early 2000s that are so old.
I can't imagine.
It was
a different world then. Reality TV was a different world.
Like these people, the early episodes are crazy because it's like they really are like more bought into the experiment, right? Like they are not trying to be on TV to be Instagram famous. They really are trying to be married at first sight. And I'm like, I think that's almost worse. Like,
I think so, because it's like, what compelled you there? What does marriage symbolize to you? Like, you can do bad on your own. You don't have to get
Here would be my deal breaker. You like love book clubs. And you're gonna make me be in the book club.
Book club is going to be hosted at your house every week. You don't have to be there, but it's happening. You can't escape it.
Want it. That's my deal breaker. Book club. Okay.
Justice for book clubs. Okay, no. I love a book club. I love a literary circle, especially for a good book. Like,
don't try to rebrand book clubs as literary circles. That's no.
We just come. We take away. Pause the world, talk about this text, this author's voice. Let's get deep on it. What did it mean? What did it remind you of? What was your experience? What are you wondering? What would you like to have happen next? Yes, let's talk about a book. Why are you making that face?
Because that's how I feel about a book club, man. I can't. No. Mm-hmm. What would you tell the experts? Like, I do not want this.
Ooh, I probably got a lot of them. Okay, what's the number one? Actually, maybe I'm a pretty flexible person now that I think about it. A lot of things I could tolerate. Why is bad singing on my mind? Like someone who sings really badly, but they're not aware. Like, I don't sing well, but I'm aware of it, and so it's just a vibe. But someone who, like, actively believes that they have a great singing voice, and they don't.
So specific. That's so specific.
That might be a deal breaker.
Okay.
That might be a deal breaker.
Yeah. It would be hard to tell somebody. It's like, hey, I think that I need to tell you that your singing is the worst.
You need to stop. I think that's hard to come back from. If they believe a part of their personality is that they sing well, then you're the person that's like, you do not. All these people in your life have lied to you. They avoid the truth.
And now it has fallen to me.
And I'll do it.
And I resent that.
Right. Right.
I get that.
Thinking of how long that show has been on, what do you think is the sweet spot? Like, what's the right amount of seasons or time for a show? And maybe we break it up for like a reality TV show. What's a good run when they need to just end it before it becomes too predictable, too scripted, just people trying to get on TV, and then for like a, I guess, traditional like fiction series.
Well, so for reality TV, I mean, I think all of these shows have just outstayed their welcome. I think Love is Blind is like, that has to end. But then I feel like it's just like continued. There's just like all these like spin-offs of it.
Right.
I will say I watched the Love is Blind Sweden season and I did enjoy it.
Okay.
What are the Swedes up to?
Right. I'm curious about that. I had to stop because they were just stressing me out. They were unruly. I was like, you cannot speak to people like this. Like, how much do you weigh? Can I lift you up? Excuse you? Can I lift you up? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Yeah, I had to stop. Love is Blind.
They behave so badly on that show. It's so funny. But so I think that reality shows, like, I feel like once people are like aware of the concept. I think once people are like aware of the concept and like are, I don't know, using it for means other than like the thing itself, right? Like people go on Love is Blind to become influencers.
Right.
Which I feel like is a very like painful way to become an influencer because like you can't really control how you're portrayed on that show.
Right. Right. I definitely think people go in like, oh, I'm going to, with an aim now, especially Love is Blind, like, oh, I'm going to try to be the villain. I'm going to try to be the sweetheart.
Right.
And it's just too self-produced, I guess. So with that, I think contemporary reality shows probably max out at like 2 to 3 seasons of good stuff. And then
I think that's right.
It's on to the next, like, early 2000s. They probably were getting good 7 to 8 seasons out of it because, to your point, people were really invested, right? And the absence of social media where the people kind of just came up on the show and then they were gone, right? Whereas now, like, you can go to someone's social media, like someone's Instagram, and like see, in theory, about their life or whatever. So it's too much exposure in between seasons, too much additional content as well.
Right.
For fiction, though, I feel like it's like 4. I feel like 4 seasons is where it's going to be good. After that, it's going to get testy. It's going to get tricky. Even for like the best shows, it's really hard to do 5, 6, 7 solid seasons.
Right. I think that fiction shows need to like do more than the like 10 episode thing that they're doing. Like, I really think we should bring back the seasons of television where, like, it's like 25 episodes. Some of those are filler because it's like too high stakes, you know? Like, everything is like so intense. I'm like, give me a little breathing room.
Yes, and because of how long it can take to film or produce things, right? Sometimes there's 18 months, 2 years in between a season. And so you just had all of these really intense feelings, happenings, then they're gone, then they're done. It's nothing for 2 years. And then you're like, wait, let me re-enter this world. Whereas I think if we get some of those filler episodes back, we could slow it down a little bit, maybe even get a bit more character development for some of the like secondary characters that I feel like a common thing is we'll be like, why is this person on the show? What is that character doing? And it's because there's no space to fill them out, or it feels really rushed. Like, oh, this person's about to die because we haven't gotten anything about them all season, and now we've had 20 minutes about their daily life in this episode. So you know they're out of here. So just like the quality of storytelling would probably improve. A little more suspense if we had things fleshed out, a little more time to flesh things out.
Yeah.
You know?
Severance, we're looking at you. Yes.
Don't make us wait so long, okay?
Right.
We need to know. How is Gemma?
Not good.
How's she doing? Because I still got what's her name looking back like your man chose me. Sorry. That just lives rent free in my head, and I am not comfortable with that. I'm not comfortable with it.
We hate to see it. Hate to see it. Okay. More random things on Beyonce's internet that we've seen and we love. Sarájanée, have you seen Jimmy Butler playing tennis?
Yes, loved it. I watch all the sports, so I'm definitely watching tennis, French Open. Jimmy Butler popping up was not on my bucket list, but I love it. He managed to get a point off of it, maybe multiple, at least one on like one of the best on the men's tour, Carlos Alcaraz, great job. Go, Jimmy.
I just love how Jimmy is always on a side quest. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he's always on a side quest. Like, he's like doing coffee, you know? Like, shout out to Big Face Coffee in Miami.
I think he's produced or had something to do with country music, a couple country music songs at some point, like diverse interests.
Fall Out Boy video.
He is pursuing every interest, and I love that for him.
I love that for him. You know, life is a series of small adventures, and I think Jimmy Butler is an inspiration in that regard. Okay.
Right. I also love it because he's like, yeah, my basketball season is over. Y'all want the narrative of like players who, when they leave the playoffs, they're sad and they're boo-hooing. And he's like, no, I'm not. I did my job. Didn't work out this year. I'll keep training and show up, when training camp starts. But as for this summer, I'm out here.
I love it.
Very good. Very good.
Big Jimmy Butler fans on the pod.
Hey, Jimmy. Call us.
Hey, Jimmy.
Let's hang out. I would love to have a yacht day with Jimmy. Like, no.
Oh my God. How fun.
Romance. I think it would be so fun. Like, good music, good vibes. We know he loves good food. I think he would be very funny. Yeah. Adding that to our yacht day adventure. Pull up, Jimmy.
Yeah, I think that you and I have similar vibes to Jimmy Butler. I think that we would make a good yacht crew.
I agree.
That's how I feel.
I agree. For some reason, that made me think of the clip of Jimmy when he's like in the canoe because he can't swim. He talks about how he can't. And he's like hollering as he flips up.
Hot! I'm mad!
He's like, and then he gets up
in here. Yes.
It's super shallow water, but he gets up and he was like, I told y'all. The panic in his eyes, it's sincere, right? Like, he's not thinking, I just stepped in this water. It's very shallow. He's like, no, I'm going down. I can't get out.
It. I would be screaming at the top of my lungs.
I will say canoeing is one kind of sport that does not appeal to me. I think I did it one time, and elementary school at a summer camp, and my friend and I, my best friend at the summer camp, we got separated from the group because we started giggling, shocking, and so we couldn't communicate to turn right, I guess, and we ended up left on the other side of the lake. We just had to wait. But canoeing also, it just doesn't, it scares me because I'm like, your legs are just, they're just trapped in there. Like, there's no quick movement. Or is that kayaking? I don't know, but like, what do you mean my legs aren't free?
It's both. Yeah, I think that if you and I went canoeing, that would 1,000% happen to us. Someone would have to come save us.
Help. It would be all bad. We would not end up where we were supposed to. We'd either go nowhere or just end up way off course.
Way off course.
Mm-mm. I will try many things, but canoeing, kayaking, no.
You know, I think I'm outdoorsy in theory, but I think in practice I am not. You know, like, I love the idea of it.
Yeah.
You know, I've done a couple easy hikes, and I'm like, look, I'm one with nature. I love this.
Yeah, I can walk in nature, but when it's like hiking that involves climbing too, I don't need it. Gotta know your
elevation.
Listen. I need a trail. I'm not trying to pave a trail. I don't want to have to guess. I need the ability to change my mind. I think that's one of my core life philosophies. I need an option to change my mind, to go back home.
There's this park in South Austin, and there's like a path. There's like a well-worn path, and I guess the park people were trying to like have hikers pave another path. So there was a sign that was like, if you're able, we would love if you would walk on this less well-trodden path to help, you know, like make it better trodden for future hikers. And I saw that sign and I said, no, I will not be doing that. I will stay
not my role.
Here. I didn't come here to trod your path.
Right.
Okay. You should have people for that.
I'm sticking to the trails that I'm used to, okay?
What is it? Sticking to the rivers and lakes that you're used to.
Exactly. That is a horror film. How it starts, yeah. Sarájanée and Annacrizelda accept the invitation.
Let me help the park out. And then the path ends, and then we're in the middle of the woods. And what do you want us to do? What do you want us to do?
Somebody send help. They're like, you walked a quarter of a mile, just turn around. I'm like, no. Too panicked. Help, send somebody in. We need assistance. We need assistance. Okay, something I saw on this weekend, the biological age jump. I don't really know what you call it, but when like you're kneeling low and then you see if you can propel yourself to jump, stand up. Did you have a chance to try that?
I did. Okay, I did. So it is this video of this woman who said if you can jump from kneeling to standing without like using your hands to get up, your biological age is under 30. So of course I had to try it. But yes, I did. I fell forward a few times as I was getting used to the motion. But I will say ever since I discovered that I could do it, I've been doing it every once in a while.
Oh, I love that for you. I also was successful. I was a little worried about, my knee stability just any given day. We've talked about it before, knee, ankle. We don't know what they're going to bring to the table, but we nailed it. I did not try it again. I was like, oh, that was a clean landing, strong Simone Biles, on the whole. We've got our answer. I'm not risking it again.
That's so funny. No, I love that.
So biologically, we're under 30. I don't think that's accurate. Speaking of my knees and ankle, they're like, no, you are not. Maybe they're like, you might have moments of biological under 30, but otherwise, no.
I think we are biologically under 30.
Okay, we can roll with
spiritually.
No, spiritually, we're like 65.
We are.
We don't want to go out. We don't want people to come over.
Just come over.
We are not.
Don't call me.
I'll call you.
I'll call you.
Seriously, we are definitely over 60.
Oh, well.
For sure.
For sure. Another thing I saw Have you seen the TikTok trend where men are calling each other to say goodnight?
Yes.
It's so wild because like the men who call each other and then the person picks up, they're like, what are you calling me for? They're so like appalled.
They're primed for something to be very wrong.
Yes.
They're shocked. I'm appalled listening because I'm like, wait, y'all are never checking on each other. You're never just saying have a good night. Like y'all are just cutting off your text messages. You're never signaling like, hey, you can keep sending me stuff, but I'm going to bed. Like you're never wishing your friends well in the evening.
And yet you think that you can gather 99 more of you to fight a gorilla.
When are you going to call them?
When are you going to call them?
They're not going to pick up, okay? Great point. Great point. No.
It's just a fiction. It's a farce.
It truly is. And it explains so much. I'm like, this has got to be like male friendship or my ideas about male friendship in a nutshell. I'm like, y'all are not checking on each other. Y'all don't wish each other well. Like, y'all aren't just hope. Like my friends, we send each other good morning, good night. Like maybe not all the time, maybe not every day, but it wouldn't concern me if you were like, hey, wouldn't shock me if you call like, hey, just say goodnight, call to say goodnight. I'd be like, oh, thanks. Hope you have good dreams. Like, what do you mean? You're upset because your friend called you. Why are you upset? Y'all are not okay.
Yeah, one of them was like, why would you call another man to say goodnight? I'm like, see, this is what's wrong with society. Like, why are y'all like this?
Why are you like this? And in particular, I'm like, this explains why women are doing so much emotional labor in all types of relationships, like not just romantic friendships, like with men, familial, because y'all are just not accustomed to just receiving a well wish, let alone giving one without expectation of something else, right? Like, go back to the drawing board. What do y'all be talking about also? I want to know how you would fight, the 99 of you would take on the gorilla. Like, is that what y'all are talking about rather than how you're doing?
Y'all are not going to have a conversation before you're just going to like, we got this.
Right. Hey, bro, I just want to know what role would you want to play in this battle? Like, are you kidding? Please be serious. Please be serious.
Be serious.
If you are a man and you feel called out by this, don't call us. Call your best friend. Tell them how you feel.
Tell them you love them. Tell them good night.
Tell them good night. Send them a good morning too, right?
Yeah.
Like, hope you're having a good day. Okay? Do that for your friends.
Do that for your friend.
You're welcome. Thank us in advance.
You know, it's so interesting that like friendship podcast we talked about like a few weeks ago. She was talking about the difference between like friendships between men and friendships between women, and she said that friendships between men, it's like the most common kind of configuration is that they're like side by side, right? It's a friendship where you're sitting next to each other and you are looking out into the world and you're commenting on external things, politics, sports, and that is like the configuration of your friendship.
Yeah.
Versus women, our configuration is typically, wow, this is so perfect, face to face, right? Like, look at my point.
Making it sound.
Yeah, like we are face to face and we speak about ourselves to one another. It's like a very like almost like internally oriented dynamic versus an externally oriented dynamic. Like, of course, you and I can talk about sports and politics, and we do,
Totally.
but it's like the primary thing that we speak about, like in our friendship, is like ourselves, our lived experience. You know, it's like integral to how we understand ourselves as we talk about ourselves to like our close friends.
Totally. That's a very astute observation. I'm also just like, how do you talk about the other things? Like, it's hard for me to imagine just how you talk about the other things if you're not starting with yourself and your own experience.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know that I want to talk to you about politics or sports if I don't know where your headspace is. You might say something wild, right? I don't know.
Who knows what's going on in there?
Exactly. Who knows?
Who knows?
Goodness. But okay, if you are one of our male identifying listeners and you start calling your other male identifying friends at night, we want to know how it's going. How does it feel? Do you enjoy it? How do you guys get through it? Yeah. Circle back.
I will say, I once heard Eric pick up the phone for one of his friends, and the way he greeted them was, "Hello, beautiful," and I thought that was so funny and precious.
That's so sweet.
He said, "Hello, beautiful."
That's very sweet. I love that. More of that energy.
More of that energy, right? I also feel like, this is how I feel. I feel like us having such an amazing friendship and like making our podcast about friendship has really made my husband want to elevate the level of his friendships.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Because you and I are extremely influential people.
Obviously.
I mean, I know I texted you the other day about how he is somehow copying your gym outfits.
That is a vibe. What did you call it? It was so good. It's like,
oh yeah, you've heard about the wife effect or the girlfriend effect, but have you heard of the wife's best friend effect? I'm like, he is wearing a women's sports t-shirt with basketball shoes to lift. I'm like, the only other person who I know that does that is Sarájanée.
It's a new thing. Yes, I like it.
I love it for him. It's very good. He has a pair of LeBrons that looks really good.
Yeah, very cool. Eric's like sneaker game.
Oh,
he's coming through. Yeah.
He's very into it. I feel like you and Phil have had a very big influence on him.
Very proud of that. Yeah, he's like in the game now, for better or for worse. He's in the game now. Love that.
Love to see it. Speaking of women's sports.
Yes, a lot's been going on. The W is back.
The W's back.
Enrolling. What has stood out to you this week? I don't even know where to start.
Okay. Well, I love, one of my favorite players, Kalia Copper. She wore this outfit. So she's injured, but she is throwing the fits in her state, and she had a big suit moment that caught on. I think it went semi-viral, and just looks so good. I'm gonna insert a picture here of her, but it was this like oversized 90s big suit. She had the big tie with it. It looked so good.
The colors were impeccable. Like it was a great shade of gray with a pop of burgundy, if I remember.
Right,
her hairstyle just seemed to complement it too. Like big, kind of wavy, like very 90s. Kalia is that girl.
She's that girl. I love her style. I love her style. There's some great style going on in the W this week. So good.
Kalia is also great. She is one of the players that initiated some very I don't even know if I want to call it shady. Let's just say direct social media posts a couple of years ago before her and when she was still on the Sky, before her and Sophie Cunningham temporarily were teammates on the Mercury. There was a post or in-game moment where Kalia Copper ends up standing over Sophie Cunningham, who, if you don't know, has a bit of a reputation around the league. There seem to be plenty of players who are not fans of her, have some frustrations perhaps with her playing style. Yeah. And so that post went viral. For Kalia to just post this straight up was wild, standing over another athlete in the W. But then it was really wild because other players are yes, hyping it up in the comments. Brianna Stewart was in there. If we went back far enough, I wonder if it's still there. That'd be curious. Did she keep it up or take it down when they were on the same team? But other players were hyping it up, and you were like, oh, this is unprecedented. Nobody in this league rocks with Sophie Cunningham.
Listen, if you're going to be as chippy as Sophie Cunningham is, you better be ready for the smoke that comes with it.
Absolutely. As a sidebar, shout out to my rookie, one of my team's rookies, Kiki Arafin, because they played against the Fever, and she was body check, Sophie. You want to be you want to be chippy. I'm not worried about you. I'm new here, but let me tell you, I can do the same thing. And I was like, yes, welcome to the league. Reverse, inverse. We like that.
She's so fun to watch, Kiki. Yeah. She's very good.
Feeling very excited about the future with Kiki and Sonia Citron. Very good. Very good job.
It's her, Paige, and who's the third woman who's up for Rookie of the Year right now?
So I would say Kiki probably and Sonia probably both of them, with Sonia having a slight edge. Yeah. You already said Paige. Who am I not paying attention to? I don't know. Because I don't feel like...
Yeah.
Chicago's going to have contenders. I don't think Connecticut's going to win enough for Sanaya Rivers or Anisha Morrow, to enter the chat.
Right. But it's been so fun to watch.
Yeah. Speaking of posts, though, Ryan Howard. Her posting, why did she post Lexi Hole on all fours? Why did she tag her?
Okay. I think, speaking of deleted posts, I think she might have taken that down from her Instagram.
It was there long enough. She knew that people like us would catch it.
Yes, she did. She did. I'm a big Ryan Howard fan. I loved seeing her in Unrivaled. She is so good, so calm, cool, collected under pressure.
Yes.
Very, very enjoyable to watch. She was number 1 draft pick in 2022, I think.
Yeah, so I thought that was hilarious. They always, or whenever it's a matchup with the Atlanta Dream and the Indiana Fever, they like have Lexi guarding Ryan, and Ryan is like, "Are you kidding? How dare you? How dare you?" There was a clip, if not maybe 2 seasons ago, where Ryan has the ball deep in the corner and she's like on the edge but holding her balance, and then Lexi just like shoves her out of bounds. And Ryan's like, "What in the world?" I think they called a foul, but anyways, the relationship there, I don't think there are no lost feelings, no mixed feelings there, but I did love that energy.
Love it. So shady. Please don't.
We are in like an epic moment for hate, like for shade and for hate. Okay, starting with Kendrick Lamar, who's like, you know what? You can be like a right-wing conservative and just try to hate everybody all the time, and then your hate ends up, contradicting itself. Or you can go deep on a specific target.
On a specific person.
Aubrey Drake Graham. And that is where you go in and you leave no doubt. I think I'm more of that school, right? Like if I'm going to go in, if I'm going to really dislike someone, I'm all the way in on it, right?
It's going to be specific.
It's going to be specific. It's going to be targeted. It's going to be consistent. It's going to be thorough, right?
It's
if I'm going to expend the energy, I'm going to expend it. I'm going all the way. You'll see in Cowboy Carter tour, like Beyonce, it's not shady. She's just like keeping long receipts, right? And she's like, I don't mess with any of y'all. I don't forget anything. It's a very Beyonce way, right? Like she's going to keep it cute, but she's like, nope, every single one of you don't ever think I forgot. And I respect that. Like if you're going to go direct, go clear, be thorough. Be thorough with your hate.
Oh my gosh. I love it. Speaking of the W, have you seen the alleged hard launch of Paige and Aussie Fud?
Yeah, I'm claiming it. I thought it was already there when she was at Paige's draft table, right? With the very gorgeous dress. Well, all the other teammates are sitting off in the sidelines. I was like, okay, I see you. Like, that's who you want at your table with you? Got it. But the hashtag spoiled or whatever was on the caption. I was like, she is marking her territory. She's like, I've heard what all of you other fans are saying. Now that Paige is in the W, you think you have more access. I see the chemistry perhaps with Paige and Dejanay. And she's like, I know Nalissa down there, but I'm trying to let it be known. I'm not here to play around with y'all. There was also a recent image where Izzy was wearing like a number 5 necklace, and it was just like, somebody was like, oh, I didn't know she was a fan of Aunt Edwards, and it's like, oh, that's not for Aunt. That's not for Aunt.
Also, that would be weird.
That would be very weird. He got a lot going on. Stay away from that man.
Yeah, let's give him some space.
We just need to grow up a little bit, perhaps. Like some frontal lobe formation matters, I think.
He's really young, but yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I'm all here for it. Like if AZ was at the Minnesota game back in Connecticut, I was like, not you going on the Dallas Wings World Tour? Okay.
Did you see the line to take pictures with her?
Yeah. I was like, let her watch the game first of all. That's definitely a flex though. When you're like, I'm not even in this league yet, and they're like, who they came to see? Me. I did have one more.
Okay.
From the world of college women's lacrosse, which I know very little about, but ended up watching some of the championship. UNC Chapel Hill versus Northwestern, I think, because nice. Aiden is a big UNC fan.
Right.
UNC was scoring a lot. Again, I don't know anything. But UNC won. They had an undefeated season. I want to say 22-0.
Wow.
And it turns out they had 3 sisters on the team, I believe.
Whoa.
And I was like, that's pretty cool. I think, they were transfers and whatnot, but I believe that they won together. We can add a little photo of them in too.
Yeah.
But I wondered, is there an athletic endeavor or any project that long-term project you could see yourself doing with your sibling, and how would it go? Could you do a whole season of a sport?
Definitely not a whole season of a sport. Listen, I think that life is a big endeavor and project. And I think just trying to make it through with your sibling is enough. I do think that both my brother and I are uniquely just unathletic. Do you know what I'm saying? Listen, we did Taekwondo when we were little. I feel like everybody does Taekwondo or some form of that when they're little. And, we got really far, but if you know anything about martial arts for children, it's really a game of attrition. And the longer you're there, the more likely you'll have a black belt because, eventually they're going to have to give you one. And I think it is funny. We did get to 2nd degree black belts. And
nice.
Of the things in my childhood room that I kept, I did keep my 2nd degree black belt. And it's somewhere in my house at my big age. Just to show, I was telling Eric, I'm going to hang it in the guest bathroom so people know.
You should, so they know not to mess with you.
Don't mess with me. I will defend my own. What about you? What are you and your brother, what athletic endeavor are you and your brother?
I think we would both be competitive to push, but the long haul of a season would be tough because I'm going to get injured or I'm going to need a break. And I feel like my brother's going to be like, what do you mean? You can play hurt, you can play injured, push through. And I'm going to be like, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to go to practice today. I need a mental and physical break. And he's going to be like, no days off. And he's going to get frustrated with me.
That sounds quite accurate from what I know about you and him.
He's going to have to put the team on his back, okay? He's going to have to do it. He's going to want me to be a better athlete, a better player than I am.
I will say, I really admire people who do super physical sports like lacrosse.
Mm-hmm.
That is
scary.
You would find me nowhere near that.
The goalie, I don't know if it's called a goalie, but the helmet there is super intense, but it has to be. I'm like, yes, people running full speed with sticks and they just doing their little crossovers, turn it
That ball's coming right for my face.
I'm ducking out of the way. Can't do it. Oh. Shout out to women's sports though. Keep doing the big one.
Yeah.
We're watching. We're enjoying it.
We love it.
Indeed.
We love it. Well, Sarájanée, that's episode 12.
Can't believe that. So fast. So fun.
Fast. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with your long distance best friend. See you next week.